Akwaba bebre eba ye dwumedie eso dwumedie ni din eye EpaHoaDaben o twa ma na pa ho ansa na waka bi na 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 Being the Bismark Brown show produced by Joel Sanko, ably supported by Mimi, Stephanie, Joseph Adankwa, and Reynolds Ajiman, aka Mask. Obise the mask ana. This is the most. Thank you very much, Mask, for holding the fort. What's in mama me? I heard chira mana ye kama. Wa boy juma papa. Uni ame da se, nyame chira papa. Ni nyina e yo man sum ni ntia. Ena wi ansu ya ba ye bedwendwene Ghana ho. Nkoma hodo a fa o man yi ho. Emu controversies. Ebi wo a utia na wadwene mu aye okesenene. Obusa se na asem wo mo kan sen. Our job is to ask the critical questions. Ya jumane si ye be busa nsem wo ehu hia. Enye nsem hunu. Enye nsem wo ehu hia. Ochina. Jumedie kase bi koso o man mu but that's Ghana mpemu a o. Ochina ye district level elections. We are aware. Ochina ye 19th of December. Ye to aba eyi assembly members near a unit committee for Ochina no panon so pepepe enkobo no num near the abato na bawie ye meka assemblyman for the assemblyman die na meka Ochina na eba so wonte ye de anu aka kire. But there is a major concern. Na some major concern we na nye afi we nko na sa concern we ba. Maybe then 1992, in fact, what they mean from 1996, 96, 97, 98. Sa emrene benyina be pembe ye 2000. Na man for any district elections on pa. Menim so wa observe sa de na. Me mi so no koforidua beto mu na ye ni je assemblyman elections ho pa me kai papa. Uhu community no involvement in the election. Now, house to house campaigns are hold one year, ni more day, ni more she. Now, community interest in assemblyman elections are yet to all. Me patch district level elections, no. Kanino na ye ni ekuhu na ye ni jehon. But then wo be say what is say beto assemblyman for so aba wo be say nenu so ye de mfa no ho. No, it's a problem and we need to check it. Of course, especially when ye di Ghana 30th anniversary. As far as parliamentary democracy is concerned, ye two ye who say ye democratic nation. Na ye kase ya boy ye hu modern in terms of kabia mamu shisheye. But you see, the most important aspect of governance is grassroots governance. Local level governance because na development nankasa ekoso na se nipa ebenya aban ni trimupo eho empoproya ana obenya ho atenka local level na se dwumadie no koso pa nti se ye ni gi national politics no ho na ye ni NG local politics no ho a we need to really ask ourselves some questions. And yet, because that means that the foundation is weak. Ehoni asieno na se hono mono ye ni nye ho ye ni nko ho ye nye interested na ye mfa ya dwi ni akire a. Then what are we really doing? No one that say about local governance ye mo ye ho modene. Meanwhile, so Africa had a Ghana model no is one of the best models. Akacho so kuba biti says Zimbabwe say Omo local level structure no etise Ghana de ne pepepe. In fact, they picked Ghana's model and fashion de no alongside. Difference kakre bi pe na wo mu. And I'm quite concerned say ye kwakoto aba at the local level, local governance. In fact, over here a whole local government structure. A year juma nanso eba wono mu a wo mo koye dwuma nankasa akohyehyɛ mbra e wo fom ho akohwama development akoso no omamu no ankasa ni akire. Is it because assemblymen yentu omukana ana ehɔ no no pex no ensusu ehɔ pex ne susua ehɔ de ya na mi sɛ kakra bi ne befa hwena no na wano ho. Is it the reason inti na manfo ani nye ho na or it is because Ghana for feel say local governance irrelevant? Is that the indication we are getting? And then we be din komo ni abon komo ni adwenwene nsɛm yi ho. But may tune Safro say join us live on Facebook right about now because we are live. Jumedie no etwagu our Facebook Samre ya wutie mo radio so yi. Samre ya nso ekoso live on Facebook, we're streaming. Into join us. Behe me send me nimu amu aye. Behe mask, Elon Musk. Wajiji ademu. Bra Facebook na behe wani so ade ne tie nkomo ni bi na comment ewo yen stream no so kire wadwene wo ho ne ni Ghana ho nkomo aha ne ka no kura kire Ghana mpanimfo aha ne ka no kura kire ye ho aha na ye ka relevant matters discuss important issues aha ye ni atemu aha ye ni atem because we don't believe in insults yen jin di se wudi obi atemu ana asem a wo ka no beti ni ye ana yenyi ndi se wudi obi atamu na wasem na wo kan bedu akire ayadwene eni nyansa a ewasem ni mu eni hia eni tirimu po a wo de kan asem no ni hia ti baby ayedi atamu nyina tutum na brafie aha ena kasapawo aha na kasadewo happy yedini no eye enije eni nimudie memu akwaba Emma waha eba ye dwumadie eso ena wie won ka me ho na yenchia Ghana mampanin Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe Ghana mampanin ena wie mampanin ye chiawo ejidi se wo ho ye ewiase a ye wei Ben kase me twen ama an appropriate time bi aba there be every bia ya appropriate enti ne de EpaHoaDaben aba yen twen mane mpa ho ti mampani awie yen twen mane mpa ho ye chia wa awie na ya kai wo se ye bom pa ye ma opa because bia Ghana akwakoduo no san koyem paebo eni gidie a si ebe free ye tibia mu sesi ya pa eni da so asa mampani no kura wo ho no eni da so no asa but ye nyame meyi a ye di nyamesom na tete ye die we are reminded of the fact say emu ye denimpo a ena wo say Yesufre ye nyankopon emu ye denimpa ene wo se ye nyagidie enti yakoye kotodwa ni mu a asoman ye bobi ma ye ho amampani ye bobi ban ye bobi ma wo ene wapamfo a wo ne omubu man no da eho hia se ye bompa ye bobi ma wo esane se twero kronkro no kura hya ye se ye nye ne saa na ye bompa ye ma oman na somdwe a oman ni di yie a ye ntimamufo nso ye bedi yie timampani awie die ya bompa ye na wie asre oba ade so o ma onyansa o ma wapomudene na fa wie o last final lap aka na fa wie na ko na Ghana for enhwehwe new leader wa na aka ye se babia wode ya akwa hye no wuntimi nyiye mfiri ho woka kire yen sa da no not ka mu wo se babia wode yen akwa hye no wode Ghana akohye wo be sre yen se yen for man ne mawo yen so wo nhwe ane ye de ma wo ka no ye de amawo ye ne car owners Ghana for mu ni mu ana we are the car owners na 4 years bia so a ye hwehwe driver foforo Say a driver na wokura na ana yebema na toa so. Anase yebe driver foforo near the car na mano. Depending on the juma the previous driver na ye. Sales or ye car ne maintenance. No kwaridia odi ye. Ebo a wo share car wura. Se car ne mebo ho ban ahwe car ni ye. Me ma car ne mfa e car embrel. Car no ko sesi baby a. Meye ne meye nyina ye free kwan so. Sa ne nsem a driver na wo be pe car na ka no. Wo ka kire car owner. E na car owner edemano. Because now a driver for hodro per car netri. In fact, now obi kura car ne deda. And a man for jinechiresi yemfasa for ne ma wo mu no mu betimi atwi car ni ye, ama neji car ni ye, ama car no so ba mfa so ama car owner. Enti asemu amampani kan ye ne se some hwe. Cha asemu abonwum bi, some do hwe. Emra abrante ne pamo ne yire ni free di fia na nsuo to no. Cha asemu akohia no asemu ka kire ba ne se some do hwe. Timampani be ka kire Ghana for se yenso ne do hwe, yenso na mamuo hwe, yenso ni leadership hwe. Ampa ye bi o se yo sane se wan kan tra. Na momu no okan ye de tirimupo bi aka ho emeto ye tirimu. In fact, o tena se na o sese mampani Akufo-Addo ne message a wo de beto Ghana fo ni mu a kamia ye se o hwe the Fourth Republic pa presidential candidate na okura clear, concise, straight to the point policies, manifesto pa wo pepa under the Fourth Republic. Nia wotimi de programs ato Ghana fo anim ato Ghana fo tirima to makoma so ama Ghana fo enye gidi kese wo mu pa wo pe presidential candidate wotimi achieve saade na na adodanko Akufo-Addo in Canada. Enti mampani ye kasa tintin nyina ne se ne wo kan ya ye te ya ehye ye nkura ma ye ni gi wo ho aye to ababa wo no ya hwe ni mu a emu dodo na Ghana fo hunu ye hunu bi ye ni niema ni bi a wo kan ye waye no kre free SHS typical example wayo na ye bedi free SHS ho nkomo ne waye free SHS ema ye hunu se no kre nie Ghana emabunu a wo moadu omumfie so a wo so omukọ senior high school wo mukọ school a yanyi om school fees aduane a wo mu bedi wo school mu ho yanyi free wo mu ho omusuku atade ina enya ntie ne se aban kra providing tade provide textbooks any books ahodo ankoda ne besua de eye no kre waye free SHS pa okay economy ho asem anu mpo de wo wanka ne kese wo ka se wo de abrantie bi aba ono na okura nsafo na ye de ba bebie Ghana ye nsika semu apono ene mpoma emu atoto intentan abamu na board Dr. Baumia din. They say wow, we have the men. Mampani mo sha se fefefe se baby economy na kwa koduo no clearly sa tirimu pona mo de tu ye tirimu ono anya adwuma. Promises bebre one village one dam obie ni hono mo enne wo betimi de ne sesi ne bo anya kukudu aka che me se President Akufo-Addo aban we etimi successfully achieve that dream of making sure say every village up north a running dam. Say mem. These are issues. Unemployment. One key matter. A confronting Ghana mebunu. And ideas now what did to and 1D 1F is one of the things in Swa. Yehunu say what to one among. One of the policies a Ghana mebunu no mu hwe ni mu se ebetimi aba be sakra abrabona ni ama adwuma sem yentimi anyi unemployment and free work cry ebetimi ateso kese was 1D 1F. Say ye nkofo benya adwuma ye because they didn't feed adwuma aba. Ghana mebunu da so hwe animu. Timampani mpaye ne de ye be boa na momu ye boy mpaye no ne ye ka amen na ye ni tia. We are confronted by these problems. Mampani ene wiai mesro bebre. Obi mfre Minister of Education so mame. Mesre honorable ya adutwu nsu bebre na wiai. Mpanimfo mesre mo just listen. Ghana mpanimfo, mampani especially, Minister of Education, in fact the cabinet, just listen. Because if you will just listen and stop being defensive, you can bit me solve your problems in the Bible. And I'm referring to free SHS. Mampani, it's a good policy. Say, Babunu bia sisua onim se school a woko. En kankanen to aso suku. Eye senior high. Ne maame de ne beko, ne papa de ne beko a ontua school fees. Eye nije sem ye ni kasem. Na adie we wini wo the election because every Ghanaian ejitumu say this is the way to go. Because your constitution no crash check. Say yen shasiye ni yenkodu da mpempenso. Na odi free SHS about 2017. Yen nyina yete ehun nkomo. Wono mu omo se enye yie. Wono mu omo se ne wuye. Wo ba bebo oban ne kakwa. Yete ni nyina. Yete ne mo so mo fresh ankrofo no doom sayers, nay sayers. Omo de anya de omo pebribi pebi. Yete ni nyina. Etiye. Tirimupo bi ebinum so boy yes wo munya akwanya ne nyatumi a omo de omo nsabe ka free SHS no. Yete nkomo ni bie. Na ne ekeka kɔ ne nyina ne se aban sinkete so obeye bribi. Na ebi mu nso ensusuye ne se ne aban no so obeye no wontimi nye. Mampani udi ose ayoyo. Why free SHS? Na ade ba ko a na esi free SHS no ani so vision kese a esi free SHS mampani ani so ne se eka enu ntie ma emabunu ne nkwada ne bebre entimi nko school no yenyi kanin free awofo no so na saa ka no aban emfa se ne ebe ya saa kwansidie ne ebe yi free wo free SHS ne pomponso ene nani suade hunu kese no enu nie the summary of the objective of free SHS pa enie say ye be a major impediment yesikasem e free enkoda na kwam na se wo mu ko school a sikasem ankwankwanko ye a hindrance. Let's underscore this. Na nienti ameka se mampani Minister of Education, listen. Muntie mumbie masum na muntie. Na mutie nso amuntie na sopam. Don't listen with defensive ears. So be kan semu afa wo ho. Ana wotu anamo bi na wo bi sese ahwade na waye no. Na wutie nipa no se ne wo hunu ne fa. Na wutie no with a defensive ear. Se mi tie no na ma make sure se ne obehunu bi enye bia no. Metimi amana hu se eye. Enti nipa no hunu bibi na enye na oka. Na washa no aka bibi dia akata so amana hu se wunye boni ne oye ne ye correct. That is defensive listening. You are not listening for ideas. You are not listening for advice. You are not listening for feedback. So listening on Amaya from the beginning of free SHS. Na baby a free SHS aba bedruo no empempenso aba bedruo no. Ehu hia se mu betie kakra. Monso muntie Ghana for kakra. Neti ameka sa ne say there is a report. People have called for the review of free SHS. John Mahama has called for the review of free SHS. Okan yesi oba betwam. Later, ana abana say twa no ho beka say omo person review free SHS. There was supposed to be a cabinet meeting to discuss these matters. Especially around the time ani e kan IMF ho asem. A ye hwe eniema a etwe aban sika kese. The proposal to review free SHS came up. And we were told that the government would take a look at free SHS, a second look at it, not to take it off, but to look at baby weaknesses in the war. Objective na esi enisuade hunu no 7 years die yetimi achieve na yesi yepesi yi eka free amanfo akwa mu se ne be ya enkonkwa ya kwansidie biem year ya implement free SHS 7 years ni I was say yetimi tena se ne atwi break ne ebo break ne ka se how far so far ade na yedisi yani so no ade na ye hyase na yaye na yakosi sen na yaye di ye benchmarks ne sen na he na weaknesses ne wo listen muntie na defensive play na dooso wo ye defensive listener untimi nyen sakraye because you always want to seem right and come across as ode wo ye right. But only pe biere ni asasi su a wo ye krogen amfunso ne nanso ni no. It is the same with every policy. Policy bia wo de bebe bia. Wo shasi a problems wo ho. But we were told that let's start it. Ye shasi a problems na ebeba ni nyina na ye be kwan a ye be fa so a ye be yiye free ho. The reason inti ye de double track buy. And they say you need enough classrooms. Educational infrastructure ni enough to accommodate the huge numbers of free SHS diaba. Enti no yenye no se ne be ya, ye be managing numbers no na after 2 years ye be face double track na free ho. E was say ye timiti na sibusa say 7 years nie akosi sen. Ye mbusa ye ho say ye say free SHS na ye de ba no ebe yi eka a eda awofo so enu nti nkoda bebre ye drop out o mantimi anto aso. Yembu say who says 7 years near ye the policy we buy e sa e kana free ho ampampa na ana say there are still elements bi a e koso ye akwansidie ema awofo ne asukufo. We need to be asking ourselves these questions. Now we a review of a policy a no nche policy ni nye enche policy ni nye e kire se wo pese wo ma policy ni di mu wo pese o chinchin policy na fruma na baby amframa afa nyina wotimi atuatue na policy na di mu mframa ba mu agina mu na mu ayedu. So sitting and taking stock and making sure say we hear analysis to ensure say we smart goals are what set you know who di so na deviations bi wo mu a wa kwekwan be fa so a obe address those deviations. Na Africa Education Watch for a day report bi ababetu edwa. Na report no about free SHS. Sa reporting ye share the full report. Na ye second the full reporter. Ye be mu ye, but we have bits and pieces of reporter Africa Education Watch for the abetudwa efa free SHS. Na womu ade omudi esi omani so a womu ede yesa report we ene se womu busa se anya bia free SHS ayeka se ebeyi eka afri awofo so no akosi sen etimi ayi ana. Report in a title the financial burden of the free SHS policy and implications for equitable access to education. The financial burden of the free SHS policy and implications for equitable access to education. We any Africa Education Watch for one report on a title. Now report we share 2022-2023 academic year. Now, me pick relevant portions of this report, relevant to winning me, because we have asked questions about, and nano ya ye be a school, ye be a phone line so tibi. Obi say free SHS nenye free, na ka mabo pa and sana me de me ba ko school. Na obi afre o say na mo say free uniforms so ye ba to free uniform ne ho nkro ne ba. Enti na Africa Education Watch for report yo mo de betu dwai. Me hu ye manage hu say Ene yenti ne report yi kana yenhwe se ne ensem ankofo keka fa free SHS ho, especially with cost eka no ete saying free SHS atimi ayi eka na free hɔ ana ananse eka ne fa bi da so wɔ hɔ a esan so ya kwansidie. Na report no findings ba ko ne say 15% of one more enya admission to free SHS senior high schools ahodo entimi anko school. 15% of one more 2022-2023 academic year omunya schools omo kwotwero BC etwero wieye ema computer ni nya school ma womo nanso womo anko school. Report ne say nienti asa 15% no entimi anko school no eye prospectus ehoka. Prospectus ehoka beye mo hyeme se etesa because prospectus ya ye kan enye mask so ba ko SHS enye na generate prospectus free Ghana Education Service or prospectus ye items at school na list ama wo se toma kwada no fambra. Na Africa Education Watch for report ne kira 15% of enkoda womo kwotwero BEC pass ye ema ye fa womo ye ma womo admission entimi anko school. Na nienti o ma entimi anko no report ne say it is because of cost associated with prospectus and other associated costs. Na womo kira according to Africa Education Watch report, prices of prospectus items almost free Ghana Statistical Service for database mu. No mo kira prospectus items price increase by 38% from a previous 36% in 2022-2023 academic year. And na ya list of prospectus no ne bo no kosoro by 38%. Before 2022-2023 academic year, na items ne bo no was so near 36%. 2022-2023 na price no akosoro by 38%. Was first no eka ho bi na ede eka no aba. Womo san kira parents of continuing day students spend an average of 4,400 Ghana cedis every year. Awofo womo ma eko day school under free SHS. According to Africa Education Watch report, Afibia almost spending 4,400 Ghana cedis. 40% of that 4,400 no go into TNT transportation. Breakfast. I say ni akwada no ko school so man aduane di. Sa cost no dey well but almost school so aban so man aduane di. Enti okọ boarding school anka sa breakfast ka nya ne ka but akwala ni fifie konti ne ka nto mo dey account. And our books form 10% day student. According to the report, day students spend and our parents of day students spend 4,400 Ghana cedis afibia. So 4,400 no, emu 40% transportation because we're a day student. Emu 50% eko to akwada ne didie anopa. And emu 10% eko akwada ne books emu. Report no so extra. Mamefa ahade no. Report no extra. Yenko boarding for no ho. Awofo a womo ma ewo boarding school. First of all, mamenka aban, sika aban spending on every child. Mamenfa mfiri ho. Aban spending 1,147 Ghana cedis on every child or boarding school. 1,147 Ghana cedis. 1,000
per year.
Yes, per year. 1,000. No, not per year. It can be per year. Afini nyina 1,147.
Per term.
Yes, per term. Per term, 1,147 for boarding school students. And at day students, 1,107. See, obviously, a bicycle was spending on day students who our form a chain borders. But over parents in this side are parents our mama day spending more a chain one more mama boarding. Report in it, our woman our boarding school spending 2,477 Ghana cedis. Our prospectus no kwa list of items at February school. Our mama our boarding school spending 2,477 Ghana cedis. And know your prospectus no. And son, I was say almost spending an extra amount of 4,000 Ghana cedis. Added to talk personal items be to say seminar. Niedi dware ni niedi sinema e ma na ewo mu no sanitary parts. Binku ene personal effects. Sanema na ye nyina ye ko school ye di bi ko e no. Inuane gari ni sanema ni nyina. Awofo mumma wo boarding school spend 4,000 extra apart from 2,477 na prospectus no ejifi omo ho no. These are the figures. Now, report no kodanim esanso kase se eba parents are womo emma eye continuing day students are womo spending an average of 4,400 Ghana cedis annually on their children. Na eno medi kind de no to ho. Osanso say report no reveal say parents of day students spent 5,507 Ghana cedis, inclusive of prospectus costs. We fresh day students. I don't know say if you guys are noting the difference. You were continuing day students. Reporting say Omawo for spending 4,400 Ghana cedis annually, and a fresh day students 5,507. And no prospectus cannot ekahubi. Into who compare how much a bank spending on day students are 1,107. What they compare what our phone spending are 5,507. That is a universe of difference. Menka a world of difference. It's a universe of difference. Pa and a what sa adem yunui entemo. Na ahana report no kan say financial constraints sika eni awofo botomu nti 2022-2023 academic year enkoda na ewo se ko SHS emu 15% ntimi anko na ochra eye prospectus ene allied cost a eka ho no ena ema no eba ne sa EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na no kre eye ba ko pe ado awie memimbusa wo ye owofo wo ye parent akwada bi ti won chia wo hwenu school a wakọ SHS nanu ya na mpesa wo share wo personal experience with me mpesa me compare where say report ya ye kan ho asemi reflect the reality on the ground ana ya tibi ye bie phone lines ya tibi amanfo comment on our Facebook page e kire wo mo personal experiences as far as a car wo mo bo free SHS mu ye concerned patcho obi anka say free SHS policy near wrong. In fact, the report underscores the importance of the policy. Yeah, yeti obi amie na no ka say me bedroom level also ko free SHS na at least I mind 1,004 we beche me a say ti me ka so eye good. But adia na si aban ani su with this policy and it say sika akwansi die bia free SHS enyin free ho. In fact, at the start of free SHS we were told they say ni ohia ne so ama kwada ne bag so. Okay. Did you expect this level of cost to be incurred by our free SHS mu ana? Comment, react on our Facebook page. Reno Sajima Memoaha. Kwa Joseph Adankwa.
Yes, sir.
Michiao.
Yeah.
Na ye ho ye.
Ye ho ye.
Akwaba.
Yenua. Madam Wasenso, mo hwe chira ma na ye fe. Monitor Facebook with what?
Akwaba.
Ode onto ho ana, onto ho nka.
Onte.
Ne ode kasa me metia ma.
Meda se kwadwo. Mana akwaba.
Breni.
Hey.
Say we be about there. Oh, Charlie, congratulations. Joel Sanko.
And congratulations.
Kwadwo Sefa Dankwa. Hey!
Joel Sanko.
Charlie.
Say baby, FM se ni nsuo mu na preocupe.
Current affairs team we a solid team. Young producer. Employee of the year.
Yes.
Kwadwo Sefa Dankwa. Employee of the year.
On there, yes.
Hey. Ni nyina so team happy.
Team happy. Yes, team happy.
You wo team Y, you wo team happy. You wo team
Enya
Oh. Joe, Nyamishra, Kwadwo, Nyamishra. Congratulations. I feel but in fact, Kwadwo in particular, wabo adwuma. Wabo adwuma fi.
Menene ti ho a mo sha ase anamse.
Wa hwa no ate no.
Menene ti ho na anamse.
Na wan te ho ene ne bisi.
Ya be frɛ o.
So tie o se de o ka no aka ne.
O se o
ejijim.
O se o okɔ na akɔje o de.
Na me de o ho.
Ka kyerɛ.
Na be na.
O se.
O se ho ankɔje ne de.
O de so ayɛ me.
Ma yɛ sɛ mo pɛn.
O de so ayɛ me.
And share with us later. Your baby phone lines, you know. Now, what be share or personal experience with that? I think say your phone lines, you know. Now, you didn't come on near far such experiences and serial callers won't see me. Because me conversation,
especially when we are approaching the district level election.
Exactly.
MPP funds who are parliamentary primaries.
Sir. Baba. You are speaking to the issue of the table. Yebusa say Africa Education Watch for report on free SHS abeto dwano. 1, a reaction to it is saying. 2, a reflective personal experience because ebi kura na ne omo kan omo kofa say no mo kan kofa database statistics no kan bo but oba kromu a situation is different. Is it true say as a parent, I will buy a war boarding school and a free SHS. We spend it averagely 4,400 Ghana cedis annually.
A day student.
Border. And a day student 5,500. Transportation, feeding, books. Can you relate to these figures, Sefa?
Because akwara ko school especially we a day student a recurring
cost
yeah enti onka say bia metua transportation dia ma akoda na na kwakotena boarding school enti de be ko so ho bia no e wechira semen
we dey no pa bia
obeji scan san no akọ okọ obedidi nso kan so say okọ a nye nante no be nante aba tie fa na say be bia ote ene be bia school no na emutwe fa say aba bia 8 kilometers a enye dan o se sakora no manisika a obetimi ediafa yeka ediako
the bifa ka miensa
bifa ka miensa so no
nti obeba no fa 6 3 in 3 out
minim abofra bia oteka so a na onya admission ewo chemu
wow
me nchemu ho na
but enye
boarding na my friend inim no
okay
and abofra no o se opese oko school ho ninti wan pene se de maame mpo ba pe edan bi around e de amano se de bia ko betina mo o say he wanted to be under his parents na uncle school no na ombra the parents also sat down to calculate the cost involved so be free cash so aba besia call
chemu
second but no ofaka free cash so straighter but ni ba be do tema
no asan fa bi
ana say ashama no asan fa ka e dia to aso no odko so
There's a student in also 53 am.
Oh yes. Baby, you have to start off very early. About 3:34
They
a.m.
are going to
They are going to know.
any school now.
They have been school now.
To school.
Because from Kaswa from Kaswa to Tema, everyone say Anya is close to about 50 kilometers. From Kaswa to Tema. I mean, it may be over 50 kilometers. Over 50 kilometers. Into in and out every day. 100 kilometers. And so free Accra. And the could do, baby to say who. That's the journey that the gentleman would have to go through each and every day. Now, nya country no gwaduane die. Eka ho. Inti enya me South Africa Education Watch. And it may also surprise you say there are outliers.
That's true.
There may be amount for beer almost spend more than the average amount. Africa Education Watch at the Abano, both on the boarding side
and the day side. I think it's almost striking average.
Almost striking average, because yeti here ye wo awofo any of your former friend and ye din koma. Omo ka sika dodo a omo say no and son of mama ekwaku rescue mu. It will surprise you. Some are hitting the 8,000s, the 10,000s, and all of that. You see, baby, I'll shall see free and the yemede. Say, Didi kind. I was here, Mobia Tias, say, Obia no tia addition.
Debbie
Obia no tia addition. And can say, Bia addition
free.
Ye di air mount qua. Na say, untia hon she. Nemum. Say ye de enhyehyeye ene entotoye ba ebegu akwan mu say ye de nwene oman ye de ebu oman a eyam say duru brebi o say itimi enya ntoboase tena say ne ebu kompoko hwe achi na ebu say ho say o enhyehyeye we ne de gu akwan mu so emfaso ben ena afiri mu aba so edien ena ya anye ne yie so edien ena wo mu asa enhyehyeye na sentotoye de gu akwan mu eboa won no edien ena omo ka efa san hyehyɛ no ho enti senkane papa mu a policy bia will have a cycle say ye betimi atena se at a point in time to evaluate.
That's the word.
Evaluate the policy goals and then match it with the deliverables, the outcomes that we've had as a result of the implementation of the policy. For free SHS, we've not done. From 2017 up until now,
review.
And so, I thought there be a civil society organization be moves Africa Education Watch na ye de baba tudwa aya na omo ahweye wo mo ehwe adesua so no na omo tirimi yo mo na kakra esan so ma adwene yo mo se obi adwene ne se pese enhyehyeye no edi agu akwan mu no ebetimi akoso.
Meanwhile, every ministry or M&E department monitoring and evaluation. Monitoring and evaluation.
So as we speak now, the monitoring and evaluation department, a department omo ye nyina ne say bibi bia de agu akwan mu no wo mo hwe no mo bu ho akonta ahwe say eyeye anase anyeyi anyeyi ade ne yo ya anyeyi enti yakoye nim na nkomatimi atuyefo say oh feeding component no eno enema ekano ekosoro no enti ebeya yamfa new approach na yemhwe say ebi awofo can support the feeding component of the free SHS policy. But bibi ade ba kwan ayen ye prepare ye hododo.
So
yes, ye prepare ye hododo. Me kan sisi ye amanfo na me ba bekon. Mamo no me nko munya ntoboase na ye nkyerɛkyerɛ nsɛm no mu. Ansa na the policy bia be bar no needs assessment me wa.
Sure.
Policy bia no aye no wholesale. Oya obefeli. And most of the times, what do? We pilot it. To pilot here, I don't know who say
NHI is a pilot here.
Yeah, pilot here.
And this is for pilot capitation.
Capitation.
Ashanti region dry. Before a ban national, na
mutual. And so you see, clear examples. Ena, yenya omemu. Emfaso, obese emcheso. Any diama amanfo no. You need to first and foremost pilot the program.
But that was a controversial point at the time of free SHS by Sokaya. Piloting no Ghana for ma. Ghana for they entitled to it. Into when man uku you omodu ma pilot ya mo benefit. Naturally, waba because will be a benefit.
We cannot run away from the fact that
just to add to attempt to respond to the BBK.
Yeah.
He's in Ghana for now, Hannah. Nkrumah started free education.
Oh, Northern region.
Yeah.
Oh, Northern region. I didn't Ghana for you say I didn't think Nkrumah.
So Nkrumah was strategic.
That is
but
how
Nkrumah then one no free education for all. It was targeted.
Yeah, it was targeted. But, and it is a step when you talk about piloting. What do I say? It is a form of piloting in a sense that not the rest of the population know how. Nkaiba ubia betimi a benefited. Nkrumah could have just gone like, oh, the whole Ghana ubianko school free.
You know, let me just butt in, sorry. But I see a bit of a difference here. Nkrumah's free education was specific and strategic towards Nkrofobia because of a peculiar situation.
It is the same peculiar situation.
No, but all can piloting, only then piloting. That was the policy for these people.
Yes.
It was not like it was not like
and bridge a certain gap.
A national program, not start a pilot every baby. That's the difference.
Yeah.
But for me feel say every single policy bia a social intervention bia no cannot go for every single body, every single person in the country. There are programs and you'll be able to qualify for leave. So there are a
levels,
criteria. Akwanya obetimi ehunu say oh sefa bibi any mask moka hon you qualify to be a part or beneficiaries of this particular policy. That we did not do. We did not do any segregation based on a year amount for a year demographics. We didn't do anything of that sort.
Because they be a bino Nigerian mono or yen wholesale.
And not make us say
benefit.
And but free as it is a good policy. But me say
I can pilot
the way I shall see na esan say ebia ye ba mu ye ne share bo se pese yo enti chenchena chia ye po ye mpo e wo se ye no
ye be ye ne se ye pese ye no na
ye pese ye no no ano. You see sanka omo pilot ya bibi de nkombe hunu nie nkombe hu say SHS no is not just about tuition.
Yeah. Anya disua no ho kan
that be SHS no goes beyond tuition. SHS goes into enkodanta dia almost share enkoda tracksuit almost share enkoda didie outside the omoko dining hall ekoko die enkoda sika awofo de money on a monthly basis. Some I had a message from one parent to be every single week bia one Sunday I'll send it close to about 250-300 Ghana cedis
every week. Aden.
Yes.
They come
ne baba.
Na ne ba no onko dining hall. Or boarding school.
Ne baba boarding school.
Onko dining hall.
Odidi.
Na 250.
Odi ton ho niema.
Wonya sure say awofo ni so jijiji omo maso dudu.
Oyo nyanto ba se. Oyo ba beto ne ho niema. Ti say diapers ni
a diaper. There be
sanitary pads ni. De keke ka ho nyina. Odi bi beto aduane adi. What you say? And you see, let's be frank with ourselves.
But weekly 250 there.
Bibi, aduane no.
Unless aduane ne nya to the extent say.
But Bibi, you know.
And aneba no allergies baby.
Bibi, you know.
Aduane ne de enko.
Say aduane no ya de ma yen mofra yen ma o.
Aduane ne de enko.
Ye ka se wo mo na mo ye enchirima dache Ghana dache no. Feeding ya de feed you. I was having a conversation with one headmaster be in the water region. But see, this food, even in my house, I won't give it to my dogs. I'm telling you. And that's how bad sometimes, if you, schools, but the schools that I know, the headmasters that I've actually interacted with,
Is it the case it's quality of food and a free SHS are called from if you compare it to time I near secondary school?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Mask, Brem.
Bibi. My favorite baby, say for every
Yeah.
the Nanoa pa amanako ka headmaster bi on any din komo.
Yeah.
My money di.
A part of a juma bi a
Yeah.
to talk to. Mbenfo bi ne ade.
Exactly. We're on the beat. So why your progress kakra fine?
Oh yes.
Good.
Yes.
And chair the who since on so
People see
Yes.
this food, I will not even give it to my dog in the house.
Say you ever studio me bo voice
Yeah,
visit.
sure.
There are many of them.
The teachers are talking behind the scenes.
Yes.
Yes.
They are
And we are
complaining.
talking to them, we are talking to
Yes.
parents.
Yeah.
Nze na me ka omu ayi no your friend is saying report
But
nearby.
Then they
Pause,
see.
pause. A day student in Ganata Senior High School at Dodoa who lives in Medina needs 3,840 Ghana cedis a year on transportation. Feeding is not part of this cost.
Okay.
Transportation fees from Medina to Dodoa is 16 Ghana cedis. A day in, day out. Okay. Other items for the student is not yet calculated. Roughly, a parent needs almost 6,000 Ghana cedis on their child who is in day senior high school in a year. So how free is Nanes free SHS? My own experience. This is from a father.
Okay.
And all they are sending messages here.
Very well. Keep sending us your experiences. 0551 563916. 0551 563916. Obetime de WhatsApp messages about na makenkan e de amount. Share your personal experience as far as a car wo bo wo ba ho wo SHS e your concern mine. Na ye de tools and ye nia say Africa Education Watch report e reflective of the reality and mask.
Manya kwanya hwe titi ho ayi presidential debate bi.
Okay.
I hear a bit hazy, trying to recollect
Okay.
whether I say a part of the presidential debate and I say I am sure it is part of the presidential debate. Who can I be symmetry?
Okay.
Na Yerebia na ojina edema PNC. Is it PNC?
Dr. Edward Mahama.
Edward Mahama.
Yeah.
Ose mpenifo bi wo mem ho ye ni mate and wo ye ni seniors who school.
Yeah.
Na ono ni 3 year ya onya admission aba school no. Aban sende ne case ka. Zand with me aba school. I will get that video na ya share.
Yeah.
But as I make can cause any say bibi. Me as an individual, my candidate said, "Adie bia a battery free SHS ashe form mean support. Adie bia a bemma na yese enye policy papa mean support. Enti ni nkomodie eya
We are careful.
you're very, very careful. Because, Bibi, you move you or her. Nipa ni binzu or horses here. Senior free SHS, our secondary school, it belongs to a certain caliber of people. What you say? Eti, and one sem cano, a BBO. And me sounds who were GDA say, a ban sem me pa massa lie. Akotwaba. Ediama amanyoni
Yeah.
se omedia de na ono all the benefits associated with adie na odie no yede ma no enu kwan se me twetwe me ho wa bra ode omani sika bum adie bia ebema nipa dodo na se ewubenya nsunsuanso wo da chinchirima so minim so what me American say kobani say politicians obey free SHS no besisen ho na sika aka ne nsam no kura ye kakra bi na da chinchirima benya ho mfaso a mepe dansa ye beya no ye doso no twa
No crowd who the VS catching here.
na yeni aye nye no ɛno no sika ekomu no
na so be we na sika buburuja
wuti ase ana bi kura ya nya kura enso na se sika bi anka ya attempt is ye di ye bibi ni ye ni ye kakra anka betimi ya ye no na ya pa bibi kwan bi so na akohyehyehye baabi wempa tio wempa free SHS no ɛyɛ a major financial burden ɛwɔ amamuo so mponi na de yehunu yɛtimi hu bibi ye sɛ wote asema make now masem ni sɛ wo nhwehwɛ mu kakra meyɛ ɛne de mahu ne kakra ɛne sɛ free SHS no ade a eku aban pa kɛse ɛna ne sifa ewie no efidi
aduane no
day students ya ye kan ɛna wɔyɛ ade you see already there's an existing economic hardship cash ntiadeɛ ɛkɔ soro nti obi a meti asese me fan sɛ obi bate asalam down ha akwadaa no kɔ school wɔ Medina kwawa akwadaa no kɔ school wɔ Nungwa SHS so ogina hɔ anopa tio mo a wutie me wobetimi ayɛ calculations no anopa bia ogina asalam down ha ogina Nima traffic light na se obenya car straight to Nungwa ofa no ba akopɛ me boa enti me nkontabuo enie so obeko 5 times a week
sure
kojo me boa ofa calculator no kojo nanka wu bu ama me
nti otua he
enti aho from aha to ho obetua 7 cedis
anopa bi
in no atua 7 cedis out
14
every day
14 cedis kojo all the time say week na 5 times na say
otua 70
70 Ghana cedis enti what the time say 4 bosomi a say
times 4 280
enti at the time say 12 say
3,360
okay so to be fair
school fees in Kwana
no to be fair
transportation sorry
and to be fair I'm fan times 12 because it be 3 months be ombeko 3 quarters no
the infant
say 8 yeah the times 8 ubenya say
8 2,240
okay so the infant say obi ti asalam da
school I don't know make school
transportation
transport in Kwana okay 2,240
and don't forget that may you holidays na film ti mama eno nkwa bi abe 2 months afimu ni nyina 2 months di akoda ne day student afi no na busua betua that amount for transport nema me man bi a 20 cedis the tunu botom anane papa you can also do the calculation eno no de me a hono de say economy ni yeye na eye bibia wo de ase level no nkosa ena obi ka say
na say be yeye Ghana economy ni yeye
eno tie hwe bieti ọma we ho ye wonhwe so bibiri hwe de bia meka se minkai kura
but eno so 3,200
so benya 20 cedis for say na
for the whole year 3,200
very good
plus 2,224
okay
bibi we are not ready to listen about we enye krado zo beti
enemy so muntie they should listen
hwe mikai kufu mu bedi ade o mamu ha omampanyin da da kufu na se de si to petro bo na ye mpeso abi ne sabra ne ni Ghana cedis me bo a se okay
early 2000s
me be ka sem bi o na mama wo mu education ene aban atwe mu adwene akoso me kai pa kufu ba ye no ene o se Omano your revenue levels enempo yes ya digitization any ade empo ena hinfo no tua taxes sabra ni oil odi ase eti kufu ba no ena o se Oman petrol no to say no direct nti Mexica ba oman nsem entem. Na saa bre no nso no before akufo be dia de no na duru ba bia itimi ka se petrol short oman mu a. Me boa.
Yeah.
Eti kufo no mo ye se saa na tie dia a. Anya petrol bo no yem pagam ko duru ba bi. Kufo mo pagya petrol no na the word tighten your belt. Ebae.
Yeah.
Kufo show leadership. Pagya petrol bo na eyedura enyono. Ekosoro ebe times 3 or so. No de koe. Now you see, a baby di bibi ba na mi omanfo a. Oho, ni esusa nzu esua. So there's something called mitigation measure.
Yeah.
Saa de na
So yasene.
o so manfo asene kakra. Kufo yes, saa de no. Na wakra buses. Ba begu system ni mu a. Ya freno metro mass. Nam mu a fo chain trotro na mabonten. De make besi free SHS die nso se. Saa bus na akofo de ba ya na namu no. Akoda bia o show uniform no fun free.
Nti anka by now anka insu transportation cost.
So tell me, how much will it cost? Akwada abai bus twam has 7 o'clock. Is it when you are not ready to arrange a system, you will have that problem.
And say buses no ankwada no would make the time and meet the bus at the time or say baby.
Bibi, me time
public transport
when I am driving, me pour juma ha. Na me drive ya kofia. Otra minim school kura wo ho. But otra dankwa.
Okay.
Circle ho.
Laboni.
Sometimes nkwada na mitimi fa be 4 o me kem. Omu ekọ teshi nungwa kwa no so. Omu gu ho saa. Eti saa system no you want to implement free SHS. Buying buses up public buses no a free system no say anyhow. But you see anka niema bo kosoro na
anyhow no o come metro mass yard mu a
egu ho
ya hange bi egu
eno na
buses ni bi ho a ya grounding it because of
ebia
brake fluid.
Na me hu
Driving mirror. Tie.
So the American say a co any work public transporter. And a petrol bo kosoro. Enipa a foot trotro ne taxi okruma. Omudo so che wo mu use omu aka.
Of course.
Good. It is why a public transport. Ho. Ena student for e free a betika yisu kakra. What did you make answer? You told you a aduane.
Buffer stock na nwenese.
E dey very buffer stock. Me ko school wo kumawu.
What's the day friend of buffer stock? Oh, unim.
Hwe. Is he here? Ene ne chira. Kaje nzo munya za. Abebi. E dey very buffer stock.
Unim buffer stock oh. Omo no muto nuane na omo supply am schools.
Oni madeko.
Na no omo accommodate kwala.
Me see they are even picketing suppliers need.
Yeah.
I have to check again. And either say omo pickete and ochna for their monies. Yeah. Bibi. Obi kan kire me. Say obi ko school Labonia. Labonia the obaka say ni baby e we akire. If buffer stock is supplying them with food, I don't have a problem. But let's go to other communities that form about 60% of the public schools in terms of senior high. Baby, I'm school Kumawu. Over the whole catchment area, Ubenya Kumawu, Ubenya Joso, Ubenya Drobonso, Ubenya Dadiase, Ubenya, they are the same area. That area now. Kumaona mikura miku school no. As I see a dahon be say free here air cop nuwa. Yantam. Area how for nyina ye kuafo. What you say me make as? Na buffer stock for no. Eko kumawu ekuafo no ho. Ekoto eniema na bi a emfa nse ba fast stock no se bi a se Kumase ho no mayi wa akọ deposit wo Kumase na supplier afaduan na firi ho esa de akọ ekuru na aso nti wo de bisa ho se
nyansa bem
e de pa na ha ye nti sa de na oyen emba ono no bro a ebo a auto wo ba fast stock no so change about 3 times the cost a bia say school no arrangement bi wo ho and school no turn direct every akuafo no ho a supply mu aburo a aka komuni wo bibisa papa baako adwuma ye na bibisa nse di aduane no di aduane a o enya aburo ya ne mu ya because aburo mu di bi ye kenke mu di bi e ka banku mu di bi ka koko ne bi amanya mu kakra o se kane no na ye kura ne di yam je ne kura yam no e bi ni menu no so iti won sase around communities schools you also farmers e wo kuro no what creative bi ti se buffer stock enko fo sore a omu ji omu sika na omu apekete nti agric ministry wo ho no onti min create any program senka sa ma area nyina me wo 10 secondary schools mama outgrowers munye bro in a year me pe baye me pe mo yen supply sa schools at reduced cost na bicycle na ekọ hene stock no enko ayifo no direct bibi
I think say the buffer stock by equation mu storage because say mask can have no realistically farmer no say ebro your period ebro di enyini ye betwa a harvest any hon kroneba until you need a system ye toy ebro no gu ho every time until a common konkoba na shortage bi an konkoba until you need a buffer stock company like that e be store nuane no the challenge is the distribution adenti no say ye the supplier bi be mfimfini ho so can't a headmaster of a school entimi enye a direct application to buffer stock say me ration enie for this year na provide for me now abayin to SS can
a very good question but is it bibi omu headmasters no so omu mu bi e kan ho na sa arrangement yi ho gomo ya ye di
corruption ti
school ba kwa ye kom school no wo me headmaster no ba ye no ato me no
the answer fu
wato me no more than 40% e ho account omu where the monies have gone
and I think say sadly we very important point I was say yetimi ehwe how are you managing school resources because mask nyamenim no kreni so hwe sene osagefo etins asema SHS schools
nkroma schools
anka ensese anka ye depending on outgrowers the schools themselves subscribe to a farm to feed themselves na ayi John Tay omo piggery omo vegetable farm Bismark whole maize farm and feed school.
Why are you taking the wind out of my sail? School here making. There's another one adjacent to it. School no war is I'm say omo bear from plains. Omo wa nantwie. O say as of bear last year. Now school no wa nantwie bear 80. Aka 6 ne. Nobody is accounting for it.
Say no impure data general report.
Yeah, debi. And you sometimes they are right when they say CMS can be and fired myself. And I know obi koyele but say entrance fee nyina woje. Akwa ni uru school mu ha. Some of them omutrim wedding. Bone woni petri. Say ekoba no say wafoka ama owofo na yi no kosoro enum ne ade okwa akoto bi a events a sanitary pad ne bo no wosoro definitely enyema akoda ni hia o to singlet asa ban mre o singlet so what you say wo to ebi a wo shoe bi a wo be sha aban emfa eno nka ho and we don't expect government to do that but because of economic hardship nti wonya tisi dwom sha wo to nyema mienu miensa bi a ebema sa wo yi na wo de kono esutu akoso and don't forget normally boys is true why here I go to school no ebi a first term no kra omra na mattress no aye bibi oh but the issue is ɛyɛ den na feeding wɔ ɔman a
Planting for food and jobs, rearing for food and the jobs, rearing for food and jobs.
ne school a ɔyɛ agric cannot boast ɔwɔ asase yantam da cannot boast
Of
of 1 acre
one bed,
of
one
maize.
bed of vegetables.
Tomato.
One bed. Bed ba kwa you do tomato
Yes,
sauce.
they won't do
Yɛka
that
kyerɛ sɛ agree
because they won't do that because agriculture na ankasa no.
yɛse ɛnyɛ
Yɛto ne
You
di
get
money.
people who say, memfa me ba nkɔ school ma mfa ne nkɔ afuom.
So from what yaka nyinaa no, I'm seeing an integrated free senior high school policy.
With less cost to government.
Because Oyen integrated, of course, less cost.
Yes.
Because sectors bebree can feed into it and take cost no bebree.
Bibi.
Ma membie phone lines ne ma ya hwefo ne yetiefo a wo mu edi echi ne awie. Say, you see maybe atum ye di nkomo ni bia. From your own perspective, free SHS e cost to sika bia na say ne report ne ka no ente sa. Or personal experience with free SHS to say in terms of cost. Question is say, is free SHS really free? Is free SHS really free? They can't free SHS a buy no cost to be our fa. School fees, books, uniforms, omoya regime say sick be ni ade wo
anasɛ nokorɛ sɛ wokɔ a wɔ sɛ
boarding.
ɛyɛ
And
NHIS card
Yes, also NHIS card. Nti no kra no we yare ane say ye do akoma ipara ni bi na
yeah, but Bibi,
ho ato.
cost any idea nyinaa pa ho a. So far, you need about 22 headmasters
And akasa.
and teachers.
Yeah.
Na kasa, we are still talking to some of them.
In fact,
What-
22 from different institutions.
Institutions, yes.
Exactly.
Their major fear.
This
And
means
so, how SHS na your man say school. Nipa ye chenium out urban yendachi. Yendachi in a sense that say ubetimi agye say enkwada be aduasa during classes hours. Ebetimi decide say omunko class. And so headmaster and teachers in Timiniari.
breakdown of discipline.
Total.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Mipacho Udin ene onso unkomo adeba.
Very good. The friend is Mr. Walker. Profit to meet you.
Mr. Kotitio.
Yo, that's Mama Iko ni Mama.
Eya no ama ne so ama yen wa wadaroma.
Mama Iko ni Mama.
Yeah, ajoso.
It was personal experience.
Okay.
That the you spend here after my experience. Under 40 million.
4,000 cedis.
That's why. But I know no one in that secondary school. In that four, not a secondary school. Who gave me why our school is spending that this kind of amount? What are the school fees? That's like I say. But who pay yes to class? Please can't be spending this school and do sir. Yes, seriously, for some work. And the 419. We are buying.
Okay. Me personal experience, thanks for sharing that experience with me. Let me move on. Na minti obi nso so foforo na share your personal experience with free SHS with us. Africa Education Watch for the report be able to do actually say free SHS is not free as we see it because I will phone a canibi pa. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Penekete.
Pacho Udini unkomo adeba.
Pacho, the family namu.
Yo, nana etio.
When
Eja.
free SHS na aban well. Ne aban transport of aba our ponton fan school. Me back to school 2016. I was a brief secondary school. I was brief. Now 2016, we tried the mission fee almost 16,000 some press work major fee. And I'm a sound talk academia. Every 3 months, we are then 800 and some yeah, or young person here. And that's education, so the better part of be. I want to fight to maybe, I also for West Libya, people, what crazy, opening my mocha, I didn't toy and what is a acquire science, you know. Near the textbooks, such as Eddie Master, school uniform, about the my. About the mountain school.
Okay.
Mountain and it's a cafe education. I have for 1 9.
Meda Sibebre, Nana Maconso, the word Abba, Mubinso, Embechere, Nadjene. Now, on for no soon experience of free SHS, no Embetujana, Intinia, or no so deba. So, is it the case, sir? Free SHS, no any free, send Africa Education Watch, EpaHoaDaben, nah. As a parent, also, then a bit me, actually. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Eja, Udin the same name, Commodeba. You, patriote you. Midin the BB.
Oh, was a baby.
Yes, sir.
The battery had a call Jamestown. School Jamestown, all day. A day, I just have a man at 300 and son of Tinaco school at Sanaba. Obefaka Hako Sipuquazi and son of Fako Siakra. Namukwana Bosa and meaning
also, Omana 300 Ghana and 30 cities.
30
Ah, 30 cities. Me amushe me.
So, we say we are not calculating money. And meant, and I said the whole year, I hear no say me say, with Dunya, my father, as my make a bois, young couple to
We don't swear on radio. Why, so
when you have been to make us
me aware.
So, me am young Casame back. So, I don't know what the same with your friends, Cadman Credit. Or at least the B bar, they and Cadman Credit said, Mokano. Now, Obiadon I didn't back, near Wooten Yababoa. But the Oko Van said, Mina meaning the beer now, the beer by now, won't you back, make a vision and the car that they mean to the counter. I did tell the lady and some my son walk for the aquaba. I asked him now. So, if you move more Muslim for more. Na any correct about no de huna a teacher for almost you can correct. You almost me for anything. Of course, what is the hammer of a dog can be paid? No, offer.
Also, Ninya Menante, Eda say, also bit me the what dear about or personal experience of free SHS. It is saying, is it free indeed? Or say, hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Pacho Udin, any or personal experience.
Many how to say near the kind.
Pacho say,
Mr. What to say near the kind.
Yamia Domo Dim Pana where?
Yanko Panda, I mentioned what they are. Midian free for
you.
Because African Tamanto.
A free for it you.
Yo, say, Obika school no and ye free. Now we said the school cemetery. Black. The year 2011, the best year. Admission fee Kentino, admission fee Keke. Mibana actual echo, admission fee Kentino, Yavapalanco, Terry School, and they want to put admission fee. Nadana for any Jim Bonnie, no be your cousin is here, and a teacher for over years or more can to make Wunya. Teacher Nino, no him say, activate school fees or no be yet you or school fees now above Montino. I dear who you no more. Don't say that here. Now, send your first in school fees. No, one of the first no school fees. Now, sign your mail to 20.
Free SHS, Kano Bobby. About free SHS. Okay.
St. Paul. Hello?
Mono Hokabia.
What do you want Hokabia?
Me Busao.
Oh, Eden and Limon Hoka. Akolani Fear, no, and I was because I done for your dream bonino. Okay. I never be up to one more. If the any quarter, I will put you up a teenager. So we were in for the town back. School media, school here, and just say free says you. What is school fees? And I won't hear. A brand new school fees, you know. Not on your man to farm. I want a young person with say someone near your school fees, and never went near to talk. And I would say, I just free in here to turn your man never boy. And you're gonna for any other one and your man to one eye, you know. A baby a criminal. Then you have to go to school.
Yo, and any Panado song. Meda say, Mobi so much than Indiana. Meda say, Mobi soon, China, Umbrella song. 055-156-3916. Your bonito to experience of free SHS and your thoughts. Hello, good afternoon.
Also for Yami
Asumjen Council Eja, Udino Nkomo. Yo, Eja Etio. O personal experience at saying what you have fees be ya ancestor utia what boka be ancestor born a free SHS. O mana we dia ma men come anymore why? Me da si bebre, ma me moving on. 055-156-3916. Obetimi so comment mask check on Facebook comments for me. Obetimi comment on our live stream 35 gone past the R2. Share your free SHS experience as a parent with us. Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon,
Eja Udin ene o experience with free SHS.
the Akafia phobia and the free cantaman.
Yitio Akafia.
Yo, free SHS, yeah. We see experience there or SHS can make you. What's it for no more set now?
Africa Education Watch.
I'm more Ghana.
Omo Ghana here, I'm a civil society organization.
That's also more than one to my want to you. Massa. Mamma may have confusion beyond far respective beyond my education. Share. Almost yes, I didn't. Tell me now, almost papa no go school no. Now will be free or Chibery at there. Now go school at some water. And we almost said that normal papa no. Now about it, I'll pay more man. I'm not gonna for problem. Be a pusa. Now, no offense back. Call every guest. That I may call Mrs. Talema, me didn't call. And just in free, you could acquire only farm a full car, maybe a colony coy. Offer. And near my to toy. And only a car here more. And yes, can be what you say. And this a man, yes, will be say, and now, we are just no, and you're free. Nanka, don't this now. I know just school fees. Dormitory, ultra light bay, our dormitory school, no, body house, no, that no. Na ya de tell mana ene ni nyina ni ho eno but me nti amana basa en comfort ya tare ni na ye amayofo ya e bi ba so a omutimi ye advert be 44 je be de na teacher follow na those days no so teachers na omuke school fees no no munya bribe je tika kase ne omunya binti ko bia am be faso o de term bia to kia 3000 term pra 3 terms na say Masa, it is all more, my idea, Masa, a focus. I to be actually focus.
But I say, watch the wife, Jenny, we soon say, Jenny. Mask,
Yeah, Bibi, the thing is this. Free SHS, said in American. Yeah, and you.
I'm calling Manosumra, I'm Combra. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Minia. What to say?
Yamia Domin, who you're not aware.
Yamidia. Sene di American wayana family akawo die en on my India mbaya boa me ameti
no cross am inti we
Africa so baby a hawa kunsi tutu container na to aboban gumu no ho pe na migina opani kesi
eja
nya yini aba ko awoye Syria kola oko assembly mine
aja na wana na
aja na wana yebese wachina
komo no suma me misrewa
yo order number 1 na Valentina Sudano
komo no suma me
yo me koso opani free SHS ɔpani mfonso bebree wom ɔhaw bebree wom. One, the way I can say, what is a school replacement, I computer system nankasa no. A nipa na check ɔpani ɛhɔ and sakai was a kum. And sakai was a fo and sakai ko first.
No Graza.
Yes.
Question na we mi busa ne say. Free SHS at the kabi abrɛwo as parent ana.
And then last week, me bought manka issue nankasa. That me tremadi issue so say a confirm and penny form and in coho.
A confirmation sini.
Yes, me and Kabibia, me the American.
And then of course
penny, me sim penny for and form and in coho. So we are century. It's me and penny for and in coho. Also, what me
Yankasa ye adwuma bi of free SHS no when che ye be wie nti ye de be ka ho.
Go more German secondary school.
And
penny for and form and in coho.
Go more German.
Yes. Opening or how air cost and your politics. So we don't when you're calling to know. I didn't know Yakra or the Cassa and yet. We are Bema now. Now, himself, why a Bema who person by your future. From day one, I will buy one. I was also say, I prepare over me opening. Maybe I'm sure I can use a many years. And yes, sir.
No correct.
No, Bema, where you SS. Opening over there is a day from Kaswaha to Osu secondary school. Day no quiet. Opening to some
Emuchio. Emuchio.
Mina me catch from up to our dear year. Some me ya then I'm to be shakwalano. It's one plan of it and was over. And to 2011, that's all that we are just as no one now you're Bama Sansani.
Ubeblemu aban.
Yes, we are Bama Sansani. So we 2011. Now you're Bama Wawu. Now bench you put it in the school. How you Bama Sansani? One plan your mouth. Tell me, I the friendly. The bank would day from Kaswa to Osu. Plenty. Opening. And yeah, the mammy. And so, when we are so Michelle, mammy, but the year, the body year. Opa, Sissy, Lord from here to Osu. Opening, see, in Tialo, a school fees, crying for Lord in Chamia. Opening, come and pay. Not pay. And so, opening me to make sense. The banner school every week. I could Sunday opening a can
because Eduarda Beba.
Monday, a Friday, me see what I could post to our to make for this phone. What from that means come the Lord say, Crabba. Mexica is here. The Amaco acquire preaching. I ain't church remove. Yadiamano. I'm the ascend on the swamp and your Lord Femra. Who was a swamp again, you baby Saturday and Sunday. That's only on the planning. You're planning yeah, my two what you opening me to Yamisa Mibani the VA. Manga just an hour before.
Okay, so no before. No crasa. Ya de besia. Eda pebino ye be dia brabo mu nkomo me da se ya me nshirawo. Na me pese me busa say what happened to that promise of 1 hot meal per day for a day student?
Abaning this car.
Ah, sir.
Day students no more video.
I saw Kasa 1 hot meal.
1 hot meal a day.
Student 1 hot meal.
Yeah, so they feed them. So long as they go, they feed them.
No. Obviously, didn't know me a demonstration. Enra. Whilst I was in the water room.
Yeah.
One of the a year a school feed you.
1 minute. Now me for my last call. In fact, after this call, me for calls ni ABMO. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Pacho Udin anyone come.
Munkaila Jonas ni.
Munkaila etio.
Yo, Sefa. Oha mecho wi aifa papa.
Waje oso.
Na mishraw. Na bibi so na menka wo ho.
Amen.
Minua. Se utan ukodu a
we in America.
Me free SHS de bia me ka say. 1 hot meal per day. 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 1 nyame mpengu sɛ ndc kraba na also twa free SHS so a there will be problems no matter the review. You know what?
Tell me what?
A human institution. And of course, we are Africans. Nti ayen kakra. Minua, ayen kakra. Over 1.2 million students though, across Ghana.
Yeah.
Yes, nti no, young boy buying a baso. Problems in the share.
Enough
me
for
offer say bi Wesley Accra girls. And come boy buying a baso say me adan my cano sister station be say me my family. Yeah, call Saito ya Nejanya me adu ya bedru bibi a yedru. But mampeni kufo the school placement naba. Akufa don so to asunti enne say me ti carry na minua betumi anya Accra, one of the Accra best schools akwa. Ofi anya de pa.
Why not?
Minua how they face reality.
Why not?
Take aside fa you can say a canny when to chain sabi person boka men ko bua to pa. Be ready to take responsibility. And to no say placement in akolana ko to baby aban na nsa ma ne lorry fare na me call Nkwantashino High School those days. What are they talking about? It to the be cry 90 miles to get home. And see, and then a brofoseme na technology na we see any be and now you prosu work to baby. Now we complaining, and if I no call the nearest private school. Now we do bododo mampenyi sabasubo or sabasubo kasa me debia me come to join me bompa say akufo do nya hwekura face HS way.
Munkaila.
Problems there, even your baby, your immediate family.
Yeah.
Sabi, obit me worry for more than 30 years. And today be our problem near our enemy. Why don't they go past the problems? Face positivity. Therefore, get NDC for
we are not talking NDC, we are not talking MPP. We are discussing a policy. Who difference, no? Msefa?
Hot meals, no?
Yeah.
Some of the year caterers, no? Almost all my jai. Some of the caterers all my jai.
Video man.
Yeah, there are some of the schools as they say
they
are trying to find a caterers to replace Omwa Omejai.
Is it the case of boarding boom?
No, I want to be sure of
this.
Dining boom.
The thing is this: they board senior high school.
In your boarding,
one hot meal. Question Obusani say senior high schools no kitchen staff, more pantry staff. No aduane for dining hall. Enye one na enu aduane ma dey for us.
Make suppliers almost supply aduane no mom de no aduane.
Can suppliers?
Yes.
So suppliers in there omo fa aduane ama the whole school is
affected. So that one there.
So if I feel answer omo suppliers omo dey aduane.
Okay.
Eko. Schools need be any a kitchen staff. Day schools no. And you no kitchen staff.
Day senior high school.
Day senior high school.
Okay, so
and you no
day senior high school now.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
No. The policy was Mampeni can say every day student would have at least one hot meal a day. Enti say our secondary school no a day student. Oba betuni nuanom borders are. At least 3 times no be also
Kodidi.
But there's a fair kind peculiar to day schools.
No. And they send a day schools the borders.
And only dining.
Now day schools na saying.
Oh, day schools does.
Hey, day senior high schools.
Day senior high schools no. You're over 900 a year
day schools.
There be over 900 senior high schools. I want to say more 30-40%
every day
schools. Yeah. Schools are more boarding system.
Okay.
Buying at the some of the suppliers and the caterers.
Eka.
The promise was that buying will settle all of these a year. But at the point in time, some of the caterers were getting fed up. So consistently they would have to go and borrow and cook in anticipation of buying between can at their mom in some of the schools. And many auntie Julie on one put a frame Nicole on one put a frame and anonymous.
Oh, yeah, say me.
or friend me, I say, hey, I say moho any.
I said, me no kind.
Auntie Julie. Say I say moho. Still some of the suppliers into your mukayo. And I'm sure about it. I was saying, I might as well beat you.
So those are the issues. Yes, abaya faka. Wetua wafa
no nkasa mu grane sanka ne sika.
Eka ne kese na ye bowo nkoda na dusua na nkasa ho abaya fa saka. But esaka na wafa no eba aduane side na aban sikatua a wo so tua mo mu de aduane ba no enko se ne wo se ekọ enti it affects the quality of the aduane a wo mu die, by extension affecting the policy somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that point. I get that argument. But na headmasters in the saying before free SHS. Because hardly would you hear those days.
Say, those days no more bears.
Say Pojo Sami Koye, Adriani knew how to the extent say you near Diani, you soon fra bansa ban fair Dianemra.
You see?
There was never a moment Adriani short here. No headmasters in anything.
There was a component in your fees.
What they
that was specifically dedicated towards say the feed you.
Yeah.
Into share okoje a fees list na otimu said you ne bono. It was so crass sometimes.
This are buying so fast I can.
Buying has to deal with a year disbursement through a lot of channels and senders can
yes. Yes, we appreciate all of that. Now, why must it affect my stomach?
The young fat to now can ni a juma. So the business will project how many students are mubinya and sika umbeje. With that projection, the BESA is able to go to the market. Have a conversation with suppliers.
Buy on credit.
Because and you see, they were paying consistently. As and when the school fees come,
we pay.
Because when tia ontimi nya eduane emfama emofra no emomundi and
what your fees?
What exactly? Only school na contract. And so the school was always trying as much as possible to fulfill its part of the bargain. And this one, it was not as if they were waiting for the money from a centralized point. And I say a centralized source. We, a young Kwadanoa, Kachiro, Ober school, you are bringing about 60% of the school fees. Feeding fee, inclusive of that 60%. The moment you pay that amount of money, the business will take that money out, manage for the rest of the term. And consistently, we call dining.
Of course. Now, the question I want to ask is, Mask, say you're calling for review of this policy. Aspects of policy we review. Are we looking at the feeding regime? Yes, the current arrangement where buffer stock buys the food from farmers. Now, one more Ediama suppliers. Of course, in your submission, you are against that idea, strategy. Opesanka directly, farmers, and supply schools, But I see a practical challenge in so kakra. But so feeding is one aspect I was here in terms of review.
Okay. So
the other aspect would be what? You can see a review, a henny review. Okay,
so with the free SHS, the Americans, the major beginning the major problem is feeding. You see. And secondary education and Kasa itself. See, I said the man no corner. You do move from yo. No. And then I could have been 54. It was all placing no matter what. JHS, yes. Was all come. Oko school on so. Teacher you know who coins or punish Yakadano. Jim Kodani, you who's the teachers neighbor no done. No more yo. An account of a headmaster. I say, who's a whole bar, no medium mechano mafetch. But you do not have the right to do anything.
Okay, so school management.
School management, no. And so the schools are managed by the ministry. Ministry.
Our winning producer.
Yes. Ministry, no, it take you all the decisions. Oh, a teacher, you a headmaster. you do not have the right. No cry no so be punish akoda bi no. De be famu ansa. Na de na ba no. Ehu.
Okay.
And two.
Now wait. That's two. So two no. What I'm not sure of is whether say the authority to discipline.
It doesn't lie in the hands of the teachers.
Busa say, was it taken away from school authorities, with the introduction of free SHS, or before free SHS,
no.
that had been taken away from
No,
them?
easy. Men can say, I hear generational.
Okay.
Say, we call school no. But seniors am ko tu no mo se mo de mo ba e mo nya no fo. Aba bedru baby a. We are in an era we are talking about child rights.
Okay, so it is not like a policy.
No, that has introduced.
But you think said discipline are breaking down?
Yeah, but clearly the free SHS somehow because young person you bet touchy BB. Ama obiaka say policy no is not working in the interest of the people. Ama sa de no akosoro pa.
Okay.
So
that's what I say.
And then again.
So discipline, feeding regime. Okay.
I think say GES. Any aban. Etnase. No mo pe kwan a omo benya a uniformed school requirements. Prospectus no they have. But the individual schools no one be omuji free parents no. And because of economic hardship dia said you be turn and no enti set it no. What must be
sure, of course.
Intino sadia no. Now places like baby a can say akoda be to kwan no akọ school. I think that
in the case of these students.
Yes, if I hear ko yanima ayebeto about 2024 metis will be say I'm going to make sure I say public transport be adwuma and students are going to enjoy that free year. I'll be very, very happy.
Okay. So you have identified 4 areas.
Yes.
Feeding regime. Say you see a review of free SHS. What points of review? Your points of review: feeding regime, discipline comes under school management.
Exactly.
You are also looking at prospectus. Yeah, harmonizing items in our prospectus. No, not any uniform.
Yes. Do be is it my ente nyeme bi nyente e ho ase. Ade a parent bi person e body ko school there.
And you know but prospectus there.
Prospectus
official list of what you have to bring to school.
A school of a population.
Your point is, I think say your point is made.
Yes.
But say you're born in 10 term and I'm require some 1 or 2 interviews. Me person me summarize your points, Say you be a review of free SHS. You are looking at the feeding regime.
Yes, exactly.
You are looking at discipline.
Yes.
You are also
under school management.
Under school management. You are also looking at harmonizing the prospectus to ensure uniformity.
Exactly.
And the 4th has to do with an efficient public transport system where a bit more benefit day students. Very well. Could you areas be for a review I am here? Funding
regime. So number 1, if it is going to be cost sharing, we should know. Cost sharing in the sense that those individuals who earn a certain amount of money, who have a certain nominal income, should be allowed to pay for certain things.
Okay.
Those who earn within a certain bracket, their awards can go to the school for free.
Okay.
That's what the finance minister has been talking about for a very long time. Number 2 has got to do with infrastructure. Critical. If you're doing it on a wholesale, I believe, we can have day schools in virtually every single community. Who say, okay, there is a junior high school, and Krani View School, Umbetimi Ako Suku, Umbetimi Ako Atwaso, Ako Sukuno. We don't necessarily need to be tossing the children around in here. I understand the philosophy of we want to ensure national cohesion and all of that. But I think
that changing, man.
Exactly. I think that it gets to a point in time, it puts a lot more burden on Nkwadano and we tend not to really get what we intend to get from, say,
and this brings into sharp focus Mohammed's agenda of this community day schools.
Yes.
Your community day school.
Yeah. Yes.
JHS is a whole
around in
can feed that community
exactly.
day school. Nkwadaano must not have to travel
outside the confines of wherever it is that they are, and that will actually cater for, say, we are going to have cheaper public transport for them. Now, even with that, we need to still have a system of transportation for Mofrano, so that school bus system, so that the bus must pick the children and then drop them off at points. So it wouldn't be say, ma'am, because if you're to calculate how much a mother or a father is spending, only he told you his story of how much he had to expend in a week, in a month, and in a year. We know how much a year the parent will be spending. So it will cut off that a year component. Again, it's got to do with, we should not do it on a wholesale basis. And so be a pass no. Na manako.
You say pass, you don't have to pass. They say secondary education system is not meritorious.
Bibi,
you don't merit it. I mean, we need 33 crowd
and 54 and Bibi, this is wrong for me. This is wrong. We should let the children as early as this stage, learn the consequences of their actions. We shouldn't do that. Or the baby at Timota, not the Aquaco University. So, pass you one pass you or so man day. Echo. And so you realize that some people go to the university, they are being failed, and they say, oh no, the university is not being fair with them. No. Right at that particular stage, we should let the pupils face the consequences of their own actions. It's not as if somebody is denying them access to any school. That one, it must be done. Critical is a year stakeholder, a year involvement. And the last one that I'll talk about will be, I think they should bring back PTA. Whether we like it, we should bring back the PTA system.
Because clearly it is showing that Abayan cannot do it.
No, Abayan cannot do it.
The deficiencies are too many to the extent say
yes.
PTA free system when we schools no watch them.
Ya no kwa kope.
Bibi. My point about
finally will be the kind of curricula we're using.
Okay.
Which is something you cannot joke with. So what are we teaching Mofrano more DHS? No? How are we preparing them for the future? Critical.
For today.
For today.
A lot of them can
come. Thank you. Yeah. So we cannot just say, oh, you were free SHS. But what is the quality of the kind of education? Is it relevant in our times? Will it be relevant in the next decade or 2 or 3 decades?
Do you know the definition of matter has changed over the years?
Do you know that? Do you know that
anything
the definition of matter has changed?
Do you know that yes, a year planet a one and year 9?
There be.
Do you know, sir? There are now even. Do you know, sir? The research.
We need to update our
a lot of things.
Software updating, yeah.
A lot. Do you know, sir? As we speak now, there are flat Earth theorists who are theorizing that the world is not sphere and the world is flat.
Yes.
So all of these things are there.
You're
Martin Pacho,
and then, like Dr. Baumia will say, digitalization. In the year started from our secondary school, of technology.
A system.
Yes.
A system.
We shouldn't even start from our secondary school.
It's Abina launches STEM initiative.
Very good.
Oh, yes, there are STEM schools.
Very good. And you know, that area.
But me, I have a problem with saying STEM schools.
Yeah.
Can we make STEM a part of every school?
Hey, Debbie, Bibi,
it will be difficult. You see, and this again goes back to what really is our focus for educational sector.
Do we know? are we producing to export or we are producing to consume here?
Unim say.
And we can't say my mention because we will export to say pineapple. Countries like India,
Is planting for food and jobs or rearing for?
We are training for export. A country like India, from population and youth population also deliberately they train IT people and send them into the world.
Yeah. So what are we doing?
What is our focus?
What is our focus?
No, our focus
Access.
say a Crawford there. Near baby. See, we are being detected. We are being detected to at all fronts. My educational system, no money see. And now we are finna back be on Kumoko Fabeshema. Aha, back be on Kumoko Fabeshema. But subtly. Subtly. Because na kwada no se won yentia bagana ha akoyo edi asemni yentia ba yentia kwada teacher ni ntimi ntia kwada Ghana ha Africa
na mpacho asemba ko a wodiaba MCA referee, you know the teachers have been complaining, said they're overwhelmed. The teachers in senior high schools
overwhelmed by the numbers, right?
Yeah, overwhelmed by the numbers, and overwhelmed by the fact that they don't get time to even rest.
Yeah.
And as a teacher, machira de pen unyamre so obetimi ahome why yenhwehwemu
after a certain time you be kanyina
so they need to employ more teachers. If indeed you are expanding access, you need more teachers.
And this takes us straight into our next conversation. Attrition rate in the health sector. Yelusu anese for okrom ha tom. Every evening, every afternoon, every morning, Kokotoka International Airport. Now, heard the number of nurses, doctors,